What is up, guys? Welcome to this winter special. It is freezing cold right now, but still got to bring out a video, of course. Today we're going to be talking about the 90-degree handstand push-up. This is really that exercise that once you achieve it, you feel like you've really leveled up in calisthenics. Performing a 90-degree handstand push-up involves a controlled descent from a handstand to a horizontal position and then a powerful push back up to a handstand, keeping a straight body alignment throughout the whole movement. It's an exercise that requires significant strength from the shoulders, the chest, the triceps, and core, as well as a good balance from the body. I'll be explaining the best way to approach this skill, and at the end of the video, I will also give you guys a workout routine that you can follow at home. First things first, and I cannot stress this enough, make sure that you warm up your shoulders and wrists properly. My laziness has gotten me injured so many times where I just couldn't train the exercise for 2 months. I know a warm-up is boring, but it is a very valuable thing, so make sure you do it before every single workout. I'll be demonstrating the exercises on the ground, but I do recommend to first learn it on parallettes, as it allows you to drop your head below your hands, making it a lot easier. As most of you probably don't have parallettes at home, no problem, it's just a little harder. And also, the exercises that I'll be demonstrating count for both versions, so that doesn't really change anything. Alright, now that we have gotten that out of the way, we can start with the training part. I'm going to break it up into 3 sections. The first part is the handstand, then the second part is the 90-degree hold, and the third part is the transitioning phase. The first part, the handstand, aka the balancing aspect of the movement, is probably the thing that you're going to spend the most time with. I'm not going to go into it too much in this video, as I already have one on my page, so definitely check that one out. But basically, once you know the theory, it just comes down to a lot of trial and error, a lot of practice, and frustration, but eventually you'll get it. Second part is the 90-degree hold, or the bottom part of the movement. Some basic physics: your hands are your only contact point with the ground, so to be able to balance your body, you gotta place them just below your center of gravity, which for most people is around the waist level. Now, of course, this doesn't come easily and we'll have to practice a lot on it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna be progressively placing our hands more back, gradually shifting more weight to the upper body and less weight to the lower body. Do both the dynamic version, which are the push-ups, as well as the static version, holding your body in the position where your upper arms are parallel to the ground. This will help build some good shoulder, chest, tricep, and core strength and endurance that we'll be needing later on. The second exercise is something that is not talked enough about, and that is the 90-degree assisted hold. Place your feet on a surface. Find one that makes your body perfectly parallel to the ground when in position. At first, it will be a bit hard to get like a good feel for it for when you're in a perfect horizontal position. For me, sometimes it's still hard as well. So make sure to film yourself every now and then to check up on the form and really try and hold on to that feeling. Now try and apply as much pressure to your shoulders as possible and as little to your legs, gradually increasing the difficulty by placing your hands closer to your waist. At this stage, you might even accidentally come off the ground already, which is awesome if that's the case. But it's also what we'll be doing in the next exercise, which is the 90-degree hold itself, but just with different amounts of leverage. Start easy with legs tucked in, then spread them into a straddle position, and finally with the closed legs. You can also make the transitioning through these phases easier with using a resistance band, which will help you out a lot. It's not necessary, but it's definitely a recommendation. A couple of important notes though: placing your hands to the side with your fingers pointing outwards. This lessen the pressure on your wrists. However, it does make it harder to then transition back to a handstand. So you can either learn it like this or like this. Congrats, you are now 2/3 done, and the only thing that is left is part 3, which is the transitioning phase. Obviously implying that you gotta learn the handstand push-up first, and I cannot think of a better exercise to build a solid foundation than the Pike push-up. Start with both your hands and feet on the ground in a downward dog position. Inhale as you lower yourself, and exhale as you come back up. Try and keep your elbows rather close to your body. This will become relevant later on for the 90-degree handstand push-up, just a matter of good habits. As you become stronger, lift your feet up onto a surface and then against the wall. Following that, try and split up the handstand push-up into 2 separate parts: the lifting phase or the concentric phase and the lowering down phase or the eccentric phase. If you're able to do the lifting phase, that means you can also do the lowering phase, but not the other way around. So start with controlled negatives and try and aim for at least 3 to 5 seconds. This will help to build strength and improved motor control and coordination to eventually be able to do the lifting phase as well. If you can do a couple of those very controlled, then I'm sure you can also do at least one handstand press. Now basically all that is left is to put these two together and voila, you got a handstand push-up. Now after this, we basically just want to progressively deepen this handstand push-up until we are in a completely horizontal position. 3 exercises for this one. Just try and go as deep as you can with your handstand push-up, progressively lowering your head further and further away from your hands. Make sure to keep your body straight at all times. The second exercise, just like before, start with the lowering phase of the movement. At first you'll come falling down like a comet, but after a while you will get better at this and gain more control over it. Try to aim for, again, at least 3 to 5 seconds on the lowering time. Some assisting exercise that I want to mention is to first do this, but then in the tucked version or maybe the straddle version before moving on to the closed legs version. Again, if you're able to do a couple of these, you'll also be able to do the lifting part at least once. Now, once again, put the two parts together like puzzle pieces, and there you go. You got a complete 90-degree handstand push-up. So if you really look at it with some very dark sunglasses, all that the 90-degree handstand push-up really is just a harder version of the handstand push-up, and the progressions and the exercises to them are very similar. Like I promised, here is a workout routine that you guys can follow at home. Make sure to incorporate both workouts at least once or twice in a week. As you can see, the workouts are structured in a way that you first start with the hardest progressions, and once you can't do these anymore, then you move on to the easier ones, and so on and so on. Anyways, that was the end of the video. It was, again, a shorter type video, just a tutorial. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like and a subscribe is always welcome. If you have any questions, leave them down below in the comments section, and I will be heading to the car now because it is so cold. But yeah, hope to see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.